So underway tonight at light flyweight, 46 to 49 kilogram weight section. To give him his full name, Joahnys Oscar Argilagos Perez for the Cuba Domadores.
Well, let's get our first fight of the evening into the ring now. This being contested at 49 kilograms, the light flyweight division. Please welcome, boxing for the Cuba Domadores, Joahnys Argilagos.
The baby of this Cuba Domadores lineup tonight at just 18 years of age, but very experienced in this campaign this season. 4 wins and 2 defeats along the way. It doesn't mark him out as a stellar talent, but to become the Cuban national champion in your teenage years, you must have something a little bit special.
And for the British Lionhearts, please welcome to the ring, MAPHOSA.
Special.
And for the British Lionhearts, please welcome to the ring, MAPHOSA. And so introducing to you in the blue corner, representing the Cuba Domadores, he is ranked 5th in the light flyweight division. His record so far this season reads 6 fights, 4 wins and 2 defeats. He is the former world junior champion, Joahnys Argilagos. And across the ring, representing the British Lionhearts and making his debut tonight, he is an England boxing finalist, quarter.
to get the proceedings underway here tonight at light flyweight. And after just one win for the Lionhearts in this division in the entire series that was earned by Harvey Horn, Joe MAPHOSA gets his opportunity for the home team against Johnny ARGILAGOS. 4 wins and 2 defeats for the visitor tonight. Olympic qualification in this World Series is probably beyond him, Richie Woodall, but I think in the longer term it's expected of ARGILAGOS by his own team that he will make a strong case for Rio selection. Would that be fair?
I think so, Paul. He's a very young lad, isn't he? Only 18 years of age, and already he's been put into WSB over 5 3-minute rounds, so he's just a baby of the Cuban team, but nevertheless he's still very, very skillful. And Joe MAPHOSA, you know, making his debut here, and he started this round very well indeed, this opening round. He's sort of dominating from the centre of the ring and keeping his opponent on the outside, which is a good sign. So Joe MAPHOSA is looking forward to this contest, and of course with MAPHOSA now making his WSB debut, it means that he's entitled to box in that last qualifier, isn't it, in 2016. And of course that's going to be very, very important next year when everyone's going to be trying to qualify for the Olympics.
By then, Richie, we hope he'll have earned a great deal more experience, which is critical, of course, and no lacking in experience in the opponent tonight, who, as I mentioned, is the Cuban national champion already. But just to clarify that point that Richie has already suggested, unless a fighter appears in the series this season, he would not have the opportunity to make a late run for the Olympics in 2016, in the early months of 2016. So a little bit of tactical selection, quite understandably so, by Robert McCracken and the British Lionhearts coaching staff for this final home match, getting as many men involved as possible, but also the hope that they are realistic.
Without a doubt, I mean, you know, Rob McCracken and the coaches wouldn't put MAPHOSA in if they didn't think he was good enough to box in this tournament. He is good enough. He's shown that from this first round. He's in against a very skillful Cuban, but he's doing well here, MAPHOSA, working well with that jab, keeping his opponent off balance. And this hasn't been a bad round for MAPHOSA. It's been close, but he's more than held his own here.
No stage fright whatsoever from young Joe MAPHOSA here. Arguably, Richie, this is one of the biggest matches of his entire young life tonight.
That's right, Paul, and also making his debut over those 5 3-minute rounds. It's a massive occasion.
If you are new to World Series of Boxing, not just the 5 3-minute rounds, but the stipulations of the tournament, no head guards, no vests, very novel in so many ways, an innovative series which has attracted rave reviews, and rightly so, and the standard of competition throughout, fantastic. Well, they've split it between them, Richie.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. I thought it was a close round. I thought MAPHOSA did well. He's got one of the judges on his side, so that's not too bad at all. 2 have gone for the Cuban, and probably he just edged it, but I'm very pleased for MAPHOSA because he's come into this contest. He knows he's in against a very good opponent who's experienced in the tournament, and he's done really well there and got one of the judges.
Heads to Liverpool next weekend as the top seed for the English National Elite Championships, of course, the ABAs, more commonly known as. This young man became the first of the individual losers for the Cuba Domadores in the entire series. He lost to the Mexican Joselito Velasquez of the Mexico Guerreros.
I think MAPHOSA here, Paul, he's got to keep jabbing, going to keep this opponent off balance. Like with most Cubans, they're very good at the movement, and they like to plan their attacks from quite far out, and they're very skillful with that movement. They move in and out very quickly, and you've got to keep your opponent off balance when you're boxing someone like this with that jab. Keep him guessing all the time and give him problems with that lead hand.
Not risking a lot, is he, the visitor, Richie, early
no,
on?
He's still on the outside. He's He's moving left and right, and then he'll quickly dart in with these sort of raiding attacks, if you like. But MAPHOSA, I think, he's doing really well here because he's not letting him drift too far away. He's working well with his jab, and up to now, he's doing really well in this round. So important, Paul, that you don't give him the space and the time. The time's crucial. You've got to keep on them, this type of opponent, and that's what MAPHOSA's doing here. He's keeping that jab, he's keeping him on the outside. He's boxing really well. He's winning this round up to now, Joe MAPHOSA.
Seems to be in a better rhythm altogether at this stage of the fight, Richie, which is very encouraging for the home side, I have to say. There's some serious craftsmen at the top end of the World Series of Boxing rankings at light flyweight at the moment, led off by Paddy Barnes, the Irishman, who's fighting this year for the Italian Thunder, and he's ranked #1 right now. The
quality boxer, isn't he, Paddy Barnes? Very experienced as well, and he's taking it from the 3 rounds to the 5, no problems at all. He's a quality kid. As
is the second-ranked man, Richie, Dusmatov, and Dusmatov was the man to beat the man in the ring here tonight, ARGILAGOS. On points, Ukraine Ottoman star, and with that victory, he moved clear of the Cuban in the rankings overall.
Cuban now, Paul, starting to get into a rhythm a little bit. He's starting to punch a little bit more, and this is when MAPHOSA's got to up his game a little bit, go through the gears, up the tempo, and get back at him every time. When he attacks you, get back at him. And that's what he's doing now, MAPHOSA.
Work rate might be the critical factor in this fight, though, do you think, Richie?
Yeah, I think so.
The man who can keep it at the higher tempo longer.
Keep it at the higher tempo for as long as possible. But MAPHOSA's a fit kid. Trains very hard. He's not long been in the podium squad, but he's adapted very well. Well, good sparring with Harvey Hall, Ashley Williams. Some quality shots now coming from ARGILAGOS.
I think he's earned his respect already. He shaded the first round, the Domadores man. And it looks like he's done the same here, Richie.
But you know what? It's probably that last minute got ARGILAGOS that second round. But for 2 minutes of the round, I thought MAPHOSA did really, really well. Kept his opponent off balance, worked well with his jab, kept him on the outside, was the aggressor. The Cuban starting to show his quality towards the end of the round, the last minute especially. He's got a good guard as well. It's hard to penetrate, get through to ARGILAGOS. But nevertheless, MAPHOSA, again, he's still in this. Performed well in that round again.
Not impugning the judges in any way, Richie, but I think when you are a debutant coming in against a highly rated Cuba Domadores representative, it's only natural and human, if you are judging this, to kind of give the benefit of the doubt, if there's such a thing exists in this fight, to the man with the experience and the cachet, if you like, the reputation. So that's the test for MAPHOSA tonight, to overcome that. And he knew that coming in. But keep him busy will keep him in the hunt.
Without question, and that's what he's got to do behind his boxing. Doesn't want to be making mistakes, leaning in too far. Just waited a little bit too long there, you see. Let's just give ARGILAGOS that split second time in then just to nick that shot. But again, he's up the work rate, MAPHOSA, which is good.
And equally, ARGILAGOS seems to be warming up to it tonight, Richie. I'm not saying it's freezing weather by their standards, but of course the different climate does come into play when they arrive in a strange country, and it's definitely cooler, even though it's been a lovely spring day in London, definitely cooler than what they're used to at home. And he just seems in this round to be a little bit looser, and he's certainly beginning to plant his feet a little bit more.
Well, we've got to have some kind of advantage over them, Paul. If it's the weather, that'll do for me.
Well, equally, you go to Moscow, don't you, or Kazakhstan, who knows what you're going to get. That is the fascination of the series. And a very demanding schedule for all the young men involved.
See you here in the coach in the corner there, Bob Dillon, good coach. He's saying straight back at him, and that he knows, you see. You can't afford to give him time. This Cuban, you've got to be at him, in and out yourself. And that's what the coach is talking about there. Go straight back at him. Don't give him any time at all.
Becoming a little bit more difficult to find the target, though, as he tries to press here, MAPHOSA. One or two shapes which suggest the class of the Cuban there, Richie, as he slid along the rope and away to safety. And again, beginning to plant his feet there, went for the big right-hander. Missed by quite a way, I have to say, but you saw the intent in it.
He's not having it his own way at all, ARGILAGOS.
Hasn't stopped any of his victims in the series so far. All 4 of his victories by the long route.
That was quality there from ARGILAGOS. He worked with the right hand to the body and then switched with the left up to the head. Super little combo that was. They got good timing. All Cubans seem to have accuracy and timing.
Taking 1 or 2 little liberties, again sliding along the rope. Very square on there in that little passage of action. But certainly he's a bit looser at the waist now, and the lateral movement beginning to come into play, and the target's becoming harder for MAPHOSA to nail, as it were.
Even showing his quality there. ARGILAGOS going to actually southpaw boxing. Just switching there.
A sense in this round as though he's beginning to establish a little bit of dominance. The class beginning to show itself, and again that intelligence, born of experience, closing out the show in the round, the last 30 seconds to a minute. And he liked his own work. He's full of it as he goes back to the corner.
They seem to have that, or he does anyway, that inbuilt clock. That last 30 or 40 seconds is crucial. He knows that. All the judges have gone with him on that occasion, and just showed his class there in that round. Some lovely little combinations that he threw. Watch him here on the back foot, working well with his jab.
Probably the most convincing he's been in the fight so far, Richie.
Yeah, and it's a very difficult guard to penetrate at times. Look at that, his hands are very high, his elbows are tucked in. And there's that combination, that right sort of hook to the body, and then he switches the left hook to the head. That was a great move.
So he's 3 to the good. And Joe MAPHOSA's going to have to lift it here. I didn't think for a moment it would be any different tonight. Did you, in all honesty, Richie?
Well, he was up against it. All our lads are. But at the same time, I'm pleased with MAPHOSA here, because he's not been overawed by this opponent. He's competed well, and he's still looking on that front foot. He's listening to the corner. They know that they've got to put a bit of pressure on this guy. And MAPHOSA has got the skills and the tools to do that. So I'm pleased with the way he's approached this contest, young Joe MAPHOSA.
Very easy on the eye, though, the contest. One way and another, back and forth. Kind of opener we were hoping for here tonight. First of 5 matches in the World Series of Boxing. The Domadores, the group leaders in Group A. And should the form book prevail, they will be going forward as the group winners. The top 3 qualify for the knockout stages in Groups A and B. The Astana Arlans from Kazakhstan are on a similar points tally in Group B at the moment. They're almost uncatchable, the Domadores, in their section. Russia boxing team and the Ukraine Ottomans, who we've admired previously in this series, they're ranked 2nd and 3rd. But the Mexico Guerreros are not out of it, should results go their way over the closing couple of weekends in the group stages. And as I mentioned, in this particular contest, Joselito Velasquez of the Guerreros was the fighter to inflict the first defeat on the Cubans in the entire tournament. Better from MAPHOSA. Pressure gives him a chance in this fight, Richie.
Yeah, his pressure, he's got to be busy, he's got to be busy, he's got to be a little bit quicker with his feet as well. Occasionally he holds his feet, does young Joe, and then he gets caught, because this Cuban's very, very skillful, remember. That was a good shot from MAPHOSA, nice little right hand there. He's fasting with his feet, that was much better. See, now and again just holds his feet and then gets caught, you see. If your feet slow down, that's when you've got to move your head. If you're moving your head, then your feet slow down. One or the other's got to move.
And all very well getting good sparring, as you mentioned, from the likes of Harvey Horn and his other teammate Ashley Williams. But it's a different thing in there, isn't it, Richie? Against a man who's come to win. And without the head guard, of course,
Absolutely,
as well.
Yeah.
But certainly there's something to work on in this young man from Middlesbrough. I just wondered to a degree, Richie, whether in this round ARGILAGOS has kind of gone into cruise mode a little bit, do you think?
I think he had a dominant previous round, and yeah, he may have just slowed down a little bit, but at the same time, MAPHOSA has just upped his game. He's upped the work rate a little bit, and I think he's surprised Argilagos in this round, who, as you said, looks like just to have taken his foot off the gas a little bit.
Maybe saving himself a little bit for the 5th and final round, because that looks as though we're headed now into a 5th round. Don't think anybody minds that. Crowd in the copper box arena very attentive and intent on watching the action. Let's see how the judges weighed this one up. Gone for the Domadores man again, but something in it for Joe MAPHOSA for the 3rd of 4 rounds tonight.
He's still in it again, isn't he? You know, one of the judges has gone for him, so it's a good effort again from MAPHOSA. And he's learning in this contest. He upped his game there, worked well to the body with that shot. Just got caught coming in, but nevertheless, good 1-2 there. Tried the uppercut, just on the inside there. And he ruffled the feathers a little bit of the Cuban in this round, as you said, Paul. But again, towards the end of the round, the Cuban just upped it again and just nicked it on the judges' scorecards.
Now, in the bigger picture to this point, Richie, as we stand, we are heading for an ARGILAGOS points victory. That, in the overall standings, the individual standings, would give him 4 ranking points in normal circumstances. I just wonder whether he needs more than that. You know, he would get a bit more should he stop his man tonight if he is to make a late play for one of the Olympic qualifying places. He's got some ground to make up on the quality men in front of him, Barnes, Duzmatov and Velasquez, who beat him, of course. And I should add, nothing so far to suggest that MAPHOSA will go away quietly here.
He'll give it everything in this last round, will MAPHOSA. The corner will have told him again, just up the work rate, keep it going. Just there, holding his feet again. He just waits a split second too long, MAPHOSA, just occasionally, and then gets caught.
That's all the invitation that ARGILAGOS needs.
And at this level of boxing, as you say, that split second,
there we go.
You're there just holding your feet for a split second too long and you get caught. You've got to move, hit and move, and just make that your own target more difficult to hit. But that was a good shot from MAPHOSA.
His eyes tell a story of relentless determination here, the young man. The minimum he wants is to get through this contest to the end, which he should do, all being well. And invaluable at his stage of development, Rich, to get this opportunity tonight, surely.
Yeah, and it's a good contest for him because you're up against a very good Cuban, a national champion, someone who's experienced in the tournament. Doesn't matter his age, you know, he's old enough, he's 18 and he's a quality Cuban boxer. And MAPHOSA has really done well here against a good opponent.
Let's remember as well, he only made his international debut just before Christmas in Germany.
Absolutely.
He's been working part-time in a supermarket while he's been looking to impress Robert McCracken and the staff at GB headquarters in Sheffield enough to earn a full-time place on the podium squad, as they call it, with Rio in mind. I think a good series in Liverpool next weekend will help persuade those in charge that he is going to merit that going forward.
In MAPHOSA there being encouraged by the corner to work on the inside. Occasionally, Argilagos just waits on that inside. He knows he's winning this contest and he's been a little bit lazy this round, the Cuban, on the inside. And that's why the corner are saying to MAPHOSA, you must work harder on the inside. This guy is just coasting a little bit. And again, MAPHOSA, he's catching him with the odd shot. He will have learned from this contest, Paul.
Hugely so, Richie. In some, ARGILAGOS has worked in fits and starts in the latter half of it, but he's had the better accuracy overall, I think. Little bit more power and a lot more know-how to this stage of his career, even though he is slightly the younger man. But excellent start to the night at light flyweight, and well done to Joe MAPHOSA on his debut.
Yeah, very good performance from MAPHOSA there. He's got beat, but the corner will be very pleased with him. Especially with the, you know, he's very inexperienced, is MAPHOSA, making his debut in the competition, and he's boxed really well there against a quality Cuban boxer.
First, let's tally up the scores from the 5th and final round. And if he needed any encouragement, we are hearing that MAPHOSA did win the 5th, Richie.
All credit to him then, that's great. That's a great performance, it really is. Because there would have been a lot of people in this crowd that would have been fearing for Joe MAPHOSA tonight, but he's rose to the occasion and he held his own really well there. And now he knows the target and how good you've got to be to compete with a world-class amateur boxer. And this Cuban, I'll put my mortgage on it, Paul, that he will get through to the Olympic Games.
So we believe that ARGILAGOS has got it. Just awaiting formal clarification on that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, where we have a split decision. Judge A scores about 48 points to 47 in favour of the red corner and MAPHOSA. Judge B scores about 50 points to 45 in favour of the blue corner, ARGILAGOS. And Judge C scores about 48 points to 47 in favour of the winner. In the blue corner, representing the Cuba Domadores, it is Joahnys ARGILAGOS. Cuba take a 1-0 lead in the match. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for Joe MAPHOSA, making a good British Lionhearts debut tonight.
No surprise that ARGILAGOS gets the decision, but a feather in the cap of young Joe MAPHOSA to press him to a split decision here, getting it on one of the 3 cards to count, 48 to 47, and we will be seeing more of Joe MAPHOSA. Well done to him as he strengthens Team GB's hands at light flyweight.